When life applies pressure, most people want to run. But the truth is, pressure isn't here to break you. It's here to shape you. Every setback, every closed door, every long night when the world feels heavy, those are the moments that mold you. You see, diamonds aren't born in comfort. They're born deep in the earth, in the darkest places, under unimaginable heat. The same goes for you. If you want to shine, if you want to rise, you must embrace the weight that comes with growth. Staying 10 toes down means standing firm no matter what comes your way. It means refusing to fold when the odds are stacked against you. Life will test you with losses, heartbreak, rejection, and failure, but those tests are opportunities in disguise. Every trial is asking you, how bad do you want it? If your answer is unshakable, you'll keep moving forward even when everything around you tells you to quit. Think about it. When storms hit, trees with shallow roots fall, but those with deep roots bend and survive. You must root yourself so deeply in your purpose that no pressure can pull you out of alignment. Some people will doubt you, some will walk away, and some will even hope you crumble. But standing tall, staying true, and grinding harder than ever is how you prove them wrong, not with words, but with results. Pressure isn't comfortable. It wasn't meant to be. Comfort never created champions. Pressure teaches patience. Pressure reveals who's real. Pressure sharpens vision, and when you embrace it, it unlocks parts of you that you never even knew existed. When you stay grounded, when you keep your head up and your feet planted, nothing can move you off your path. You stop reacting to life and you start commanding it. Let me tell you something real. Resilience is the foundation of everything. Nothing great has ever been built without it. It's the ability to stand up after life knocks you down, the ability to move forward when your legs feel heavy, and the ability to believe in yourself when no one else does. Everybody loves the glory, but very few want the grind. The truth is, greatness is not about what you achieve when it's easy. It's about what you keep pushing toward when it feels impossible. Think about it. The strongest people you know didn't become strong because life treated them kindly. They became strong because they faced pain, loss, and struggle, and they didn't fold. They learned how to take a hit and keep moving. That's resilience. It's like the muscle of the soul. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Without it, even the most talented person will crumble under pressure. With it, even someone who starts with nothing can reach everything. There's a story about a young fighter who came up in a neighborhood where everything was designed to break him. Poverty, violence, and temptation surrounded him daily. Everybody told him he'd never make it out. But instead of letting his environment define him, he turned every negative into fuel. When people doubted him, he trained harder. When doors closed, he found another way. He didn't see obstacles as barriers. He saw them as opportunities to prove himself. That's what resilience does. It turns pain into power. Some people think resilience means you never fall. That's wrong. Resilience means you fall 1,000 times, but you rise 1,001. It means you get back up with a sharper focus, a stronger will, and a deeper understanding of yourself. When you build resilience, you stop fearing failure. You realize failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes preparation. Every delay becomes a blessing in disguise. I remember someone once said, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Think about that. If the water is always calm, you'll never learn how to navigate a storm. You'll never learn balance, patience, or persistence. But when you go through the waves, when you're tested by the storm, you develop a strength that can't be taught in comfort. That strength is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Resilience isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the dark. It's those moments when no one is watching, when you're tired, broke, discouraged, and questioning if it's even worth it. That's where resilience grows. Every time you choose to keep going, every time you choose discipline over excuses, every time you keep showing up even when you don't feel like it, you're training your resilience. Let me give you a real example. There was once an entrepreneur who failed multiple times before ever seeing success. His businesses went bankrupt, his friends doubted him, and his family told him to quit, but he refused to stop. He believed in his vision even when it looked like insanity. Eventually, after years of rejection and loss, one of his ideas finally broke through. People called him an overnight success, but the truth is, his success was years in the making, built on a foundation of resilience. The thing about resilience is, it's not just about surviving, it's about adapting. Life is going to hit you with unexpected blows. Plans won't always work out the way you wanted. People you trusted may switch on you. Money may come slow. Opportunities may dry up. If you don't have resilience, you'll break under that weight. But if you stay solid, stay grounded, stay 10 toes down, you'll learn how to adjust. You'll figure out new ways to move. You'll keep evolving. That's what resilience does. It makes you unstoppable because no matter what life throws at you, you refuse to stop throwing back. Now let's talk about pressure, because pressure is the twin brother of resilience. Resilience keeps you standing, but pressure is what shapes you into something valuable. Think about how diamonds are formed. They don't come from a place of comfort. They don't come from soft hands or easy lives. They're formed deep underground under extreme heat and crushing pressure. Without that pressure, all you'd have is a piece of coal. But with pressure, you get something rare, unbreakable, and priceless. That's exactly how life works. Pressure is uncomfortable. Nobody enjoys it in the moment. It feels like the weight of the world is on your chest, like everything is collapsing around you. But pressure has a purpose. It's molding you into the person you need to become to handle the success you're chasing. If life handed you everything you wanted without struggle, you wouldn't be ready for it. You wouldn't appreciate it. You wouldn't respect it. And you definitely wouldn't be able to maintain it. Pressure forces you to grow into the version of yourself that can handle blessings without losing them. I'll tell you a story. There was a kid who grew up wanting to be a musician. He loved music more than anything. But every time he tried to perform, people laughed at him. His voice cracked, his style wasn't polished, and nobody believed in his talent. He could have quit, and most people would have. But he didn't. He stayed under the pressure. He kept writing, kept practicing, kept performing even when people booed him. After years of being doubted, he finally found his sound. The same people who laughed at him were now paying to see him perform. The pressure that once tried to destroy him actually revealed his gift. That's the thing about pressure. It either breaks you or makes you, and the choice is yours. Some people fold, some people run, some people hide. But those who embrace pressure, those who use it as fuel, they transform into diamonds. They stand out, they shine, they inspire. They become proof that pain has a purpose. There's a powerful quote, where there is no struggle, there is no strength. That's why you can't run from pressure. You have to lean into it. You have to let it shape you. When you're under pressure, it's easy to complain, to ask, why me, to look for shortcuts. But the real ones use pressure as motivation. They say, if life is testing me, that means life is preparing me. Pressure is preparation disguised as pain. Look at athletes. The greatest ones don't just practice when it's fun. They put themselves under extreme pressure in training so that when the real game comes, they're ready. They run until their legs feel like lead. They push their bodies past exhaustion. They simulate the hardest possible scenarios. Why? Because they know that pressure builds champions. You can't shine on the biggest stage if you avoid the grind when nobody's watching. Pressure also teaches patience. You can't rush greatness. Just like you can't rush the process of a diamond forming underground, you can't rush your own growth. Sometimes you feel stuck, like nothing is moving, like your hard work is being ignored. But what's really happening is you're being refined. Every challenge, every setback, every delay is polishing you, removing the unnecessary, sharpening your edges so that when your time comes, you shine brighter than you ever imagined. But let me be clear, pressure doesn't just test your skills, it tests your character. Anybody can look strong when things are going smooth, but how do you act when everything is falling apart? Do you blame others or do you take responsibility? Do you quit or do you dig deeper? Do you let bitterness consume you or do you let the struggle teach you? Pressure reveals who you really are. And if you don't like who you see, that's your chance to change. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Their stories aren't clean or perfect. They went through trials, betrayals, failures, losses, but they didn't let pressure destroy them. They let it shape them. That's why their light shines so bright. That's why we call them diamonds. Resilience and pressure go hand in hand. Resilience keeps you grounded while pressure lifts you higher. Resilience teaches you how to keep going no matter what. Pressure teaches you why the struggle is worth it. Together, they turn ordinary people into extraordinary examples of what's possible. So if you're listening to this right now and you feel like life is pressing down on you, like everything is against you, like the weight is too much to carry, understand this, you're not being buried, you're being planted. And when the time is right, you'll grow. You'll rise, you'll shine. You'll become the diamond life was shaping you to be all along. Faith in the process is one of the hardest lessons to learn because it asks you to trust something you can't see yet. It's easy to have faith when everything is working, when the money is flowing, when opportunities line up. But what about when you've been grinding for years and nothing seems to move? What about when the doors you knock on don't open? That's where faith becomes real. Faith isn't about believing when the outcome is clear. Faith is about believing when the outcome looks impossible. It's about planting seeds with no proof they'll grow, but trusting that one day you'll see the harvest. Too many people quit because they want instant results. They want the reward before the work has time to mature. But greatness doesn't come with shortcuts. You have to endure the waiting season. You have to keep building even when nobody is clapping. You have to trust that the process is working even when you don't feel it. I remember a story about a farmer who planted bamboo seeds. Every day he watered them, cared for the soil, and protected it from pests. But for years, nothing came out of the ground. He kept showing up, kept watering, kept believing, while people around him laughed and told him he was wasting time. Then, in the 5th year, the bamboo shot up over 80 feet in just weeks. Did it really grow in weeks? No, it grew in years underground where nobody could see. That's how faith in the process works. Your roots are growing, your foundation is forming, and when the time is right, your results will explode. Faith in the process also means accepting that the journey might not look like what you expected. Sometimes the path will take you in directions you didn't plan. You'll meet people you didn't think you needed. You'll lose things you thought you couldn't live without. But if you trust the process, you'll realize every twist and turn was preparing you for where you were meant to be. There was a young boxer who dreamed of becoming a champion. In his first few fights, he lost badly. People told him to quit, but instead of giving up, he studied his losses, changed his technique, and trusted his training. He believed that every defeat was part of his preparation. Years later, he held the belt, and when reporters asked him what kept him going, he said, "I trusted the work I put in. I believed in the process when nobody else did." That's the power of unwavering faith. The process is never glamorous. It's repetition, discipline, sacrifice, and patience. It's doing the same drills every day, writing when you don't feel creative, showing up to the gym when you're tired, saving money when you rather spend it. It's the unseen grind that builds visible results. Faith in the process is believing that every small step matters, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Now let's talk about consistency, because faith without consistency is just a wish. Consistency is what separates those who want it from those who get it. Anybody can be motivated for a week. Anybody can chase a dream when it's exciting. But consistency is about showing up day after day, year after year. Even when the excitement fades, consistency doesn't ask how you feel, it demands commitment. There will be days you feel unstoppable and days you feel defeated. Consistency means you show up both days. It means you push forward when it's raining, when it's hot, when your friends are partying, when your bank account is low. That's the price of greatness. You have to stay committed long enough to see results. I once heard someone say, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. That's the truth. You can't expect to be in shape if you only work out once a month. You can't expect to master your craft if you only practice when you feel inspired. You can't expect to build wealth if you only save money sometimes. Consistency compounds. Every small act repeated daily adds up to something massive over time. Think of water dripping on a rock. One drop does nothing. 10 drops do nothing. But over years, those drops carve a hole through solid stone. That's the power of consistency. It might not look like much today, but if you stay disciplined, the results will come. There's a story of a writer who committed to writing just one page a day. Some days he wrote more. Some days he barely managed a few sentences, but he never missed a day. After a year, he had a full manuscript. After a few years, he had several books published. People called him talented, but what really made the difference wasn't talent. It was consistency. Consistency also builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build confidence. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken it. If you say you're going to wake up early, do it. If you say you're going to save money, do it. If you say you're going to chase your dream, chase it. The more consistent you are, the more you begin to trust your own word. And when you trust yourself, nothing can stop you. But let's be real, consistency isn't easy. It's boring sometimes. It's repetitive. It doesn't always bring immediate results. That's why most people give up. They want fireworks, not slow flames. But understand this, the slow flame is what sustains the fire. The slow grind is what builds lasting success. Instant success fades quickly because it wasn't built on a strong foundation. Consistency creates the foundation. There was once a man who wanted to run a marathon, but he was out of shape. He started by running just one block every morning. People laughed at him, but he didn't care. Every day he added another block. Weeks turned into months, months into years. Eventually he was running full marathons with ease. His secret wasn't speed, it wasn't talent, it was consistency. Consistency also has the power to overcome circumstance. Life will throw you curveballs. Bills will pile up, people will doubt you, situations will discourage you. But if you stay consistent, you'll outlast the storm. Circumstances change, but habits remain. And if your habits are solid, no circumstance can break you. Look at nature. The sun rises every morning, whether people notice it or not. The seasons change, the tides move, the earth spins, all because of consistency. If nature itself is built on consistency, why would success in your life be any different? Faith in the process gives you the belief to keep going, and consistency gives you the discipline to keep moving. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. You won't always feel progress daily, but if you zoom out, you'll see how far you've come. So don't let your current season fool you. If you're putting in the work, trust that the results are coming. If you're staying consistent, trust that the foundation is being built. Your job isn't to control the timing, your job is to control your effort. Faith and consistency will do the rest. And one day, the people who doubted you will call you lucky. But luck had nothing to do with it. It was faith. It was consistency. It was your refusal to quit when it was hard. Your commitment to the grind when nobody was watching. Your patience with the process when it felt too slow. The truth is, there are no secrets to success, just principles. Faith in the process, consistency in the grind, resilience in the struggle, and embracing pressure when it comes. Those who live by these principles become unstoppable. So, The next time you feel overwhelmed, remember that it's not the end, it's the making. What you're carrying right now isn't a burden, it's a blessing in disguise. You are being refined, molded, and polished for the shine the world will one day see. Diamonds don't speak, but they shine so bright that no one can ignore them. That's the kind of presence you build when you stay committed through the pressure. And when the dust settles, you'll look back at everything you endured and realize you didn't just survive the storm, you became the diamond the storm was sent to reveal. Stay 10 toes down and let pressure create your shine.